Are you ready to get some work done? That's what I thought. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I am a small reseller. I currently sell on eBay as well as Niknax and on Whatnot. Every Saturday evening at 7 p.m. I go live on Whatnot and do a vintage live sale. There will be a link for the upcoming sale in the description of this video. If you'd like to go check that out, feel free to do so. There's also a link in there if you're a new buyer to Whatnot, where you can get a $15 Whatnot credit. You don't have to spend it with me. You can spend it with any seller on Whatnot, but why not get yourself the free credit? Go for it. There's also links to my eBay as well as Niknax stores. If you haven't checked those out, please go do so. I thought we would start this video off with a few of what sold, one of which just sold a little bit ago this morning. The other ones I already have packed up, so I'll show you pictures of those ones. So this first piece here that I'm going to show you before I get it packaged is this little figurine, and it is Princess and the Frog, and it is so nicely done. Hand painted. It's made at Danbury Mint. No damage to it, no chips, no cracks, no crazing. The 12 fairy tales, the Princess and the Frog. I have a few different figurines that are different fairy tales. One or two of them I've sold already. I think like the Goldilocks and Three Bears one I've sold. Anyway, they're just cute figurines. I found all of these, you know, there's obviously 12 that came originally in the collection, but I found 5 or 7 of them altogether at a consignment thrift store that is in Topeka, Kansas, when we were up visiting family a couple years back. And I want to say I paid $4 or $5 a piece for them and looked them up later. I just thought they were so cute, and, you know, I didn't have a clue what they might sell for. I just thought, I bet you they'd sell for more than $5. So I bought them, and I've kind of been sitting on them. They've all been listed for quite a while, I'll be honest. When I originally looked them up for comps, between $40 and $60 was about where they sold, depending on what fairy tale it was. And so I started them all out, you know, around $45. And I think I have them all listed now at $24 or $26. And I sold this one for $20. And I think I took $20 on the last one I sold too. And that's absolutely fine. Still making my money back on them. I'm not worried about necessarily getting every dime squeezed out of this piece. I do think it probably still can sell for more than $20. But I'm okay with it. It's a good sale. And this is another international sale. This one is going all the way to Australia. But really cool, really pretty figurine. I really like this. Some of Danbury Mint's stuff is really well done. Not all of it carries a value. In fact, a lot of it I would say be cautious of. It's kind of like all the different collector plates and stuff like that. Danbury Mint does a lot of collector items, and you want to be cautious with those always when you buy them. Same thing even with these. I wouldn't necessarily recommend just picking them up unless you're getting them for $1 or $2. I paid a little more than that for each, but if you're getting them for $1 or $2, fine. But otherwise, always be cautious with things like Danbury Mint, the Franklin Mint, all these things that produce these collector items, because some of them are worth pretty good money and others not so much. And they're well done pieces though. I will give them that. Danbury Mint, I've seen a lot of their work, and it's always seemed so, I don't know, well executed, well crafted. Real quick, some of the other items that sold. One is this gorgeous, it's a hand-blown crackle glass vase, and it has this crimped, sort of draped over top on it. And I'll put a picture up here for you guys and the information. And so I sold the piece for $28.50. I believe I took an offer on it. They had sent me an offer for, oh, I think I had it listed for $36 maybe. And I took an offer of $28.50. So, but it's just a really cool vase, and it has these sort of streaks of color in it that kind of, I don't know, pop. You don't notice them right away on the vase, but they're there, and they're just cool. I don't know. It's a very cool vase, and it holds water. It is tested. I did test it, so it's a good buy, good pickup on that. I'm sure, you know, in the right markets, you can sell that for probably more than what I just got for it. The next one was this Gottinger silver company. It was like decorative baskets, and they're kind of heavy duty. I believe they were silver plated, and it's a set of 3 of them, and they're matching. And so it's like a larger, medium, and small size, and they're all the same. They look the exact same, but they're good, heavy duty ones, and they have like a blue sort of felt on the bottom. It's better quality than felt, but you know, that sort of material on the bottom of them, that it's just, they're gorgeous. And anyways, I had picked those up originally in a thrift store probably 3 or 4 years ago for, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5 at the time. And then I sold them today. I did go ahead and just take an offer on it. I had them listed at 28, and I took an offer of 18. So they are being sent on out. They're packaged up and ready to go, but beautiful pieces. The last item that I sold over the weekend was that Las Vegas Tropicana mug. It was the heavy, heavy glass mug, and it was like the parrot. And I had it in a video. I don't remember what the video was, several videos back. And I showed a like news clip too about Tropicana. And here in the recent past, Tropicana, I think, is being turned into a ball field or something now. Those will all be sent out a little bit later, as soon as I'm done wrapping up the beautiful figurine. Welcome back to the dungeon, otherwise known as my shop. Oh, I need to turn this light on too. Okay, so here's what's left of my glass that I still need to get listed and sold and all that stuff. Different art glass pieces, vases, a lot of snack sets and things like that too. Pitchers, there's some Fenton pitchers up there, stuff like that, and a vase. Lots of different stuff. Some lamps and such up this way. There's a few lamps kind of scattered about after I moved out that other shelf that was sitting right here. We got several teapots and such, cups, more cups and things, snack sets and whatnot down there. I think there's a little pressed and cut glass down there too. And then over here is primarily snack sets, you know, going on this bottom shelf. This shelf right here, and this shelf right here, and this shelf right here, all used to have vases, planters, all that kind of stuff. Ceramic, porcelain, pottery. Most all of that is now listed. There's a little bit still on my kitchen counter that needs to be cleaned up so I can get listed. But for the most part, it's all listed now. The planters and things that you see back here, these are some of my somewhat still mystery pieces. I know this is Roku here. I don't know who actually made it. It does appear to be signed though, so I'm still trying to figure that out. If anybody knows or is able to tell. And then I just have some, you know, pieces like this. Like I don't know, but it appears to be marked somehow, but I can't make out what that mark actually is. And then I have a piece like this one here, and it's got these like embossed lion and some sort of a stag on here with this sort of drip glaze thing going on. And the interior, I'm not sure what was once in there, but I don't know what this purpose was. Was it always just a flower pot? I don't know. But it has a stamp on here that I believe says made in Germany. And so I'm still trying to figure this one out here, because it appears to be some sort of earthenware, but I don't know. I've not been able to figure this one out yet. Same thing with this one. This one is very heavy. This has that sort of like lava glaze effect to it. I don't know who made it. You know, it's a hand-done piece. It has just sort of this abstract artistic value to it that I think it looks really cool. It is very heavy. If I had to guess, it's probably at least a 3 or 4 pound piece just by itself. Okay, I've got a good portion of them moved over here so far. I got a few more left down there to grab, but we'll get them organized. There's no full sets of anything on here, but I do, you know, I have some cool pieces. These game plates, and no damage to them. Maybe a little wear to the gold trim, but MZ Austria. These are turn of the century or just before. And, you know, so there's I think 2 plates and then 2 bowls. And I think they're all the quail except for the one plate is, what is that, a mallard duck? I don't know. He's that duck, that kind. But really cool. They're transfer print. This piece underneath it is a cute one that I don't know that it has a ton of value, but it's an older piece. It's Germany, stamped Germany back here. But it's got, you know, the alphabet on here and then the cute little cartoon transfer print in the center there, like a child's bowl or whatever. Let's see, what else is in here? I do have some hand-painted pieces. Let's take a peek. Is this one of them? This is transfer print, another Germany plate. These two here, a little bit cooler, I think. This one, 3 Crown Germany. And so it's transfer print florals, but then it has the hand-painted, I don't know if you can tell, like gold on the stems here. So pretty plate. And then this one here is another transfer print, Bavaria. What did I have on there? Hand-painted red stamp, PM Bavaria on the back. So just some pretty plates. I don't know, I might sell all those in the set of 3. I don't know. Here's some really cute Prussia. I have 2 of these actually. Really pretty ones. Little nappy dishes there. And I have some Spode Jackson and Gosling stamp over Copeland's China. It's green pebble. These bowls here. So cool looking bowls. But see, I think I have 3 of them. Then I've got stuff like celery and radish dishes and stuff. This one here is Germany again, the Crown China. Just pretty pieces that I need to get cleaned up and get listed, darn it. Because they're not going anywhere sitting down here. I do have some hand-painted ones in here, like these birds and stuff that are super cool. But about whatnot, I'm still going. I'm still doing it. I had my most recent sale this past Saturday. You know, it went pretty good. I think I had on average 5 people in the room throughout the entire show, you know, give or take. But I wound up only having 1 buyer, and they did buy, you know, a good handful of smaller items and stuff. And I think my total sale amount, when all was said and done, after an hour was $14. So, you know, my last sale, I spent money on, you know, with the giveaway and stuff. And so it kind of broke even, really, I suppose I should say, from the couple of sales that I did have during that sale. I sit and I go through this in my mind like every day and try to think of what can I do to make my sales better. And I've spent a lot of time over the past week and a half kind of updating my whatnot and going through my eBay. Going through there and trying to figure out what do I have on here that I could sell at a starting bid of, you know, less than half of what I have it listed for on eBay or Niknax. And even if that's the amount that it ends up selling for, so be it. It's okay. I'm still making a little bit of money, even if it's a couple bucks on it. But at the same time, it would bring potentially more buyers to my sale if I had some more better quality stuff, some more interesting stuff. So I've added a lot of planters and stuff like that, up to 135 things, I think is where I was at. And I pulled a lot of stuff off too that I just didn't think was worth keeping on there. The technical difficulties that I have with the platform, it's discouraging. It makes it hard to want to put in the energy and to keep putting the time and energy into it because I have to do so many extra steps due to the technological difficulties. But I'm willing to do that if it's worth it, if I'm seeing any sort of return on it. And outside of 1 or 2 sales that we've had that were, you know, pretty good, decent in comparison to all my other sales, I'm just not seeing it yet. I'm just not seeing the return on even just my time that I've invested in it. Maybe I should be looking at it and saying, cut my losses now. You know, you've put enough time, money, effort into it, be done. But I still really like the idea of Whatnot. And I see other people doing it and their sales go well from at least my viewpoint. And you know, I spent time over the weekend watching other sellers and stuff, trying to figure out like, what are they doing? What inventory do they have? What are they doing during their show that's different, you know, that helps bring people in, but also keeps them there, where they want to participate and stuff. I really didn't see a huge difference in like, you know, some crazy cool setups or, you know, great lighting or even inventory wise. I felt like, you know, my inventory isn't far off. You know, it's similar to what the people I'm watching are, and they have people in their room that are actively bidding on things. And so it's like, you know, I saw one gal and she was starting everything at $1, and good for her. Not one thing did she sell for $1 though. Not one thing did she sell for even $20. I didn't see anything sell for less than $50. And she started everything at $1. I would be happy to list everything I have, or to just walk around down here and let people pick things out and list it right then and there and auction it off. I would be happy to, if there was anybody in the room to actually bid. It does not make sense for me to list things for $1 knowing that they're going to sell for $1. That is dumb. That is a waste of my time, and it certainly doesn't help my business at all. So if I'm just going to give things away, then I might as well stop doing Whatnot. And I don't want to necessarily do that. So my thought is, maybe if I do a few additional sales during the week, that will help bring more buyers maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, guys. I haven't found it yet. I spend a lot of time going over this in my mind, and I can't find the answer, you know, and I try to, in my mind, do like the columns, the pros and the cons and stuff. And I feel like the cons are outweighing the pros, and I hate that feeling because then it makes me think, am I just being pessimistic about it? Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to psych myself out of it, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys about it. I'm not, as of right now, seeing the return on investment at all. And it's discouraging. But I like the idea of it. And isn't that just like the famous last words, right? I liked the idea of it. I like the idea of being able to interact with people. But I find that I don't really even have people in the room that do that. You know, I say, hey, how y'all doing? And it's crickets. It is dead silence in the room. Nobody is talkative at all. And that's totally fine. You don't have to talk. It's just, it makes me wonder, what the hell am I doing when I'm standing here for an hour and nothing is selling and nobody's talking and there's 5 people at most in the room, which was more than usual. I'll give it that. But you know, it's like, okay, this isn't exciting for me, but it's for darn sure not exciting for anybody watching it or coming to hang out, because the room is just silent, you know? And even Theodore was weirdly quiet this past Saturday, so it was really quiet in there. I like the idea of being able to interact with you guys live. I like the idea of being able to sell things live. I would love to get to the point where I could go walk into an antique store and sell things before I've even bought them. I would love that. I'm nowhere near that right now. If you are somebody who sells collector's cards and things like that, like baseball cards, Pokemon cards, whatever. That kind of stuff, your comic stuff, those sorts of things. Whatnot is a great platform to sell those on. They have features on the platform specifically set up just for those kinds of things. Selling things like I do is very possible. And I had somebody recently comment saying on one of my videos that, you know, I have a lot of pottery and glass and nobody buys that anymore because everybody gets it in auction lots. Well, maybe resellers aren't buying it, but collectors are buying it. And clearly there is a market for it because people like Crazy Lamp Lady, her entire business is based off of primarily pottery and glass. So there is a market for it. And most of my sales are pottery and glass. And that is a good portion of my inventory. And I think that's probably, I don't know, where I'm drawn to, maybe. But I don't think that pottery and glass is going anywhere. I see plenty of people selling it, and they sell it for not $1. They sell it for quite a bit. I think a lot of that has to do with your following and stuff like that too. Because I do notice on some of those other sellers that we all are familiar with, I do notice that there tends to be the same buyers that buy from them repeatedly over and over and over. When I started on Whatnot, I just had no doubt in my mind that it would take off. Probably not immediately. Like, I didn't have that expectation, but I thought, well, one, I didn't anticipate any of the technical issues, like with uploading photos and stuff like that. I didn't anticipate any of that. I thought that after at least a few sales, it would pick up a little bit. There's maybe been 1 or 2 items that I've ran where there's been more than one person that put a bid on it. Otherwise, it just sells for what it is listed at for the starting bid. And that is sad. That is sad. Really sad. I don't know. I feel like, what am I doing? Anyway, so I guess when I start getting down about it, I start thinking, oh yeah, well, and I've spent X amount of hours, you know, listing stuff and going through stuff and whatnot on there. And so it's not, like I said, it's not just the amount of time spent during the sale itself. It's all the time and prep that goes into it. And then I'm like, you know, now it's been a day or so and I haven't listed anything on my eBay because I've been so concentrated on this. And so, you know, you start realizing that you're hurting other areas by dedicating the time. So it makes it that much more important that there is return on investment. And it's just discouraging as hell when you don't see anything. And I don't even need every sale to be good or okay, but I mean, come on. Like, maybe the problem is that I'm doing my only sale at Saturday at 7 o'clock, and there's other big name sellers that other people are more interested in hanging out and watching and bidding on and stuff like that. And that's probably very plausible. And that's why I got to thinking maybe it would be beneficial then if I started doing a couple shows during the week and did them like from 2 to 3 or 3:30 or something like that. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on Whatnot and where things are at with it. And I guess that's all on it. I wish we could go back to the days of just brick and mortar stores, and because I would love to have just an actual store, but I don't think we're ever going to be moving back to that style. And so that's why I'm venturing onto platforms like Whatnot and trying these kinds of things, because I feel like in the future going forward, those will be the only modems of selling. I don't know how much longer, especially, you know, for things like this, like, you know, that any sort of brick and mortar stores will actually be around. All right, guys, I'm going to work on getting these cleaned up, as well as the few planters and stuff I have remaining that need to get listed. But I'd love to get a lot of this stuff listed on my eBay and Niknax. There's just a lot of beautiful pieces here. I'm thinking of maybe doing some shorts and stuff, YouTube videos, and kind of doing updates on them as I get them listed. So we'll see. I think that's it for this one, guys. I just wanted to give you an update on Whatnot and where I was at on it right now. And, you know, it's part of this reseller's journey. And like I told you guys in the beginning, I would tell you the ups and downs, the good and the bad, and all that stuff that goes with it. And, you know, I don't have the ability in me to stand here and, you know, praise something that I don't have the ability to stand here and just lie. And so even though, you know, like I signed up to be an ambassador for Whatnot, like they're probably just shaking their head if they ever watch any of my videos. They're probably like, Jesus Christ. But I don't know. But I have to be honest about it, because I feel like, you know, I come across sellers like that I even watch that they do these videos like how to sell on Whatnot and, you know, make good money on Whatnot and reselling on Whatnot and everything. And it's great. And they do these great videos that just hype up Whatnot and they make it sound incredible and stuff. And I would love to be able to do one of those videos. I really would. I would love to be able to do one of those videos that is just nothing but great things to say about it. But I can't. I can't stand here and tell you guys that everything is just peaches and cream on Whatnot, because it hasn't been. It's been discouraging, and it's I'm not giving up on it though. Not yet. I'm not giving up on it. I think, you know, maybe it'll just take some time. Maybe I need to adjust my expectations about it. I don't know, but I see other people do it, and I can't figure out what the big difference is. So maybe doing extra shows a week will help. We'll see. I want to thank all of you guys who come to my sales, who check out my eBay and Niknax, and watch my YouTube videos and stuff. And, you know, my YouTube's not monetized. Like, I don't make any money from doing this. I do it just to show, you know, the ground up as a reseller, as a small reseller, how it is. And I'm so glad when I see people like Crazy Lamp Lady and the Nurse Flipper and stuff like that, and they can go on and they can do these you know, Whatnot sales and have a few hundred people in their room, or, you know, just these other people that are sellers on Whatnot that, you know, have 20, 40 people in their room, and everything that they put up there sells for $50 and more. I know it happens. I've seen it. I've never experienced it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I do or that I have. I don't have the secrets figured out. But I do want to thank you guys for tagging along with me on this journey. It definitely has its ups and downs, but it's fun. I'll see you guys on the next one.